Hello students of Idalong Veracruz, my name is Mr. Wright and this is going to be a quick video about how to make a straw rocket. Before we get started, remember to always use supplies safely. These are real scissors, they are sharp, they could hurt you. And also you're going to be making a rocket. That rocket needs to not go anywhere near anybody else's body, so let's make sure we stay safe when we are launching our rockets. Alright, so the fuselage is going to be built around a straw. The fuselage is the main body part of a rocket. I'm going to go ahead and choose this medium-sized straw. There's a small, medium, and large straw. I'm going to use this medium one. Next, I'm going to look around at some other supplies that I have, which are fins. This is a circle that I can use for a nose cone, a pencil, and a ruler. I move my fins over to the side and think about building the body of my rocket first. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and check out my straw here. In total, my straw is, see, I line up my 0 there, all the way down to 21 centimeters. My straw is 21 centimeters long. I'm going to make the fuselage to my rocket a little bit smaller than that because I want to be able to put my mouth in this end and blow on it. So I'm going to say 21 centimeters minus 3 centimeters is, anybody know, 18 centimeters. So if we go with 18 centimeters, that's how long it's going to be. Now, to make a fuselage, you're going to take a thin piece of paper. I'm going to take my ruler, line up my 0. It's really, really important to line up your 0. Spread out your fingers, place them down, and put a dot at 18 centimeters, right there. I'm going to move my ruler down, give myself a little bit more space. Put another dot, once again lining up my 0, always line up your 0, not the edge of the ruler, the 0. Spread out your fingers, make sure it stays flat, and put another dot at 18. Now what I can do is I can draw a straight line between these dots. There's 2 very small dots, little tick marks. If I line up my ruler on the top of that, make sure that the ruler is just barely below those dots. I'm going to draw a line straight across my paper like this. Make sure, once again, your fingers are really wide across. That way your ruler doesn't go anywhere. Draw a nice straight line. Now I'm going to decide how many wraps I want to go around. So how strong I want to make my fuselage. If I were to do this, obviously I can roll this up and it's going to go around this a bunch of times. Let's say I want to do it, let's go with 10 centimeters. Maybe make it a little bit sturdy, but not the full 21.5 centimeters that this paper could be. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna put another, once again lining up my 0 perfectly. Go to 10, put a dot, tick mark there. Go to 0, go to 10 centimeters, put a little tick mark there. Do the exact same thing. Widen out my fingers and draw a straight line. I'm just going to label this one rocket just in case, because I'm really forgetful. Sometimes I'll forget which spot I was working on. And I'm going to take my scissors and very, very neatly cut exactly along this line. Do your best. Everything you do, you should do your best. If it's hard for you to cut with scissors, it's okay. Ask somebody for help. Or just try. There's nothing wrong with trying. Honestly, no one's going to be on this rocket, so if it's a little bit crooked, it's not the end of the world. Alright, so now I have my rocket fuselage. I'm going to take my straw, and I'm going to roll it around that. Before they do that, I'm going to get some tape. I'm going to take a couple pieces of tape. I'm going to put them right here in the corner of my table so that I have something to work with. So I'm not trying to use 4 hands at once to pull tape over. Take your paper, roll it around. Make sure you push down really good on the back side. By that I mean, you want to make sure the paper gets down inside of there really well. Roll it over. If you're having trouble doing this like I am, you can always pre-roll it a little bit to help that first little one get it behind it. That helps a lot. All right. You're going to make sure that this is on fairly straight and also not just completely crushing your straw because it will make it hard to blow it off. Put a piece of tape on the bottom. Then I like to go up to the top. Put a piece of tape. And in the middle. Now, if you think that you're going to be blowing really, really hard, you can add a piece of tape all along the edge here if you'd like to. Makes it a little bit more aerodynamic, maybe. All right, you now have a fuselage. Something else about rockets is that you want to make sure that they fly through the air nice and fast. For this, you need a pointy nose cone. Now, this is a circle. You can go ahead and cut it out. How do you turn a circle into a pointy nose cone? I will show you that. What's really cool is the circles can very easily be turned into cones. If you look at the outside of a cone, it's basically a circle in pointy form. Take this, take a circle. You can choose how big of a piece of pie that you want to cut out of it. It's up to you. It's going to change the size of the nose cone. I'm going to cut out a piece of pie, kind of like a 1/6 maybe of that. This is the hardest part of this project, so pay really close attention. I'm going to get a piece of tape ready once again. Take my nose cone, fold it under, okay. And then you're just going to twist it around your finger. Twist, 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 twist. It's okay if it looks bigger than your rockets. We can trim it off, no problem. Twist it. The more you twist it, the tighter it's going to get. Take your piece of tape. Put it on your nose cone. It's okay, once again, if it's too big, we can cut it right off. All right, I want this thing to be a little bit smaller for my rocket. Rocket there. Obviously, it fits on really big. You can make it big if you want to, or you can have it just be perfect. Nose cone. I want it to fit on a little bit, so maybe a little bit smaller. Squish it flat. Cut it off again. All right, I think that's going to be pretty decent for my rocket nose cone. Take it and you just tape it on. Okay. Making sure that it doesn't lose any air is really important. This is not the best nose cone that's ever been made in the world, but it will work, I think. Okay. All right. Got a rocket started. You can blow on it. Holds air pretty darn well. I'd recommend making these things nice and neat and tight in the future. All right, so my fuselage, I have my nose cone, and one other characteristic of my rocket is it needs to fly straight, hopefully. So I'm going to use these fins. I'm going to use rectangular fins. These are 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches by 1 inch. I'm going to take these, I'm going to stick them onto the edge here. Pretty simple. Take a piece of tape, lay it down flat, right there. Take another piece of tape, fold the fin over, and do the same thing. And you're just going to go around and layer on your fins this way. Now, if you want to make different shaped fins, feel free. We have all this cardstock that you guys have full access to. Feel free to just come up here and grab some. Make different shapes. I also have triangles and squares that I've pre-cut for you. If you want to do different size rockets, use different whatever supplies we have up here, please feel free to be creative with it. This is just a very, very basic, quick rocket that you do not have to copy, but you can if you feel like you wouldn't. I'm going to ask you guys to make sure you're being safe. You can go outside and you can use the measuring tape to figure out how far your rocket is flying and compare the characteristics of your rocket to somebody else's. Look at the shape of the nose cone. Look at the shape of the fins. Look at how many fins there are. You could put 3 fins on, you could put 4 fins on, you could put 7.5 fins on. It's really up to you what you want to do. We now have a rocket that you can go launch with a straw. Looks pretty handsome. All right, guys, have a wonderful day.